So I'm going to talk a bit about the MOC and a few of the details and kind of the idea. So the idea is on Ruusan, which is a separatist planet that's nearest Kashyyyk, so I'm guessing that's why the Republic would want to invade it. And this is kind of like supposed to be the separatist kind of last stand. This is like their main stronghold on the planet, and that's why I've got quite a few like battle droids but less clones. So I'm going to talk a few things about the details. So I'll start off with this small building here. As you can see, it is kind of like weird. So the idea would be like a wood storage place for like the main building for like the winter or something like that, as this is supposed to kind of be not necessarily a castle, but kind of like a castle idea, like a main house thing. So you can kind of see this is the Republic side, and then you've got in the middle, I went with like idea this would be a cliff or like a ravine, and then there's a small pillar, and I put a thermal detonator on it to kind of show you can't just jump across because it would blow up. I do quite like the black gap down the middle. I think it works quite well. You've got this side, so a bit of a path and a fallen bridge. So the bridge kind of idea is like they cut it because you can kind of see part of it there, and a path from the main house and some of the droids out there defending it. The interior, I went with the downstairs kind of like a cobbled floor idea, so that's why those are like different, and some of them are different heights. And then I have two windows which are designed to make it look like, you know, they shoot through those windows. And then like a couple monitor thingies for like the droid, and then you've got the other droid there looking like he's walking in to set up with that one there. You've got a couple stairs going up to it, hard to kind of see with the lights. There, I'll move that around so you can kind of see a couple of stairs. And then on the upper floor, you have a desk kind of with the head man, I suppose, like the main person in the invasion there. He has a, like, I think it's security droid going to him. The wall design is supposed to be like a modernish take, a bit like the Cloud City was kind of the inspiration. You've got a couple of barrels there, a few blasters in them. Then you have your main cannon there, weapons rack, which I quite liked. And then another like angled thing, so it's on like a hinge. Top floor you got like a couple rocket launcher ideas. They're based off like the mortar trooper's weapon, and then two anti-aircraft cannons, kind of mini designs. Idea being public probably would go at this with ships, but then the idea being that they can't because of these cannons. And then you have a bunch of droids up here. And I went with the Kashyyyk droids for like the monitor, well, the ones on the machines, make them look kind of different. And I went with different, like some survival droids. Interior wall downstairs, I wasn't so happy with. I was kind of running out of pieces at this point because the outside wall was very heavy on pieces. I tried to make it look very weathered, and then like the middle part be like a later like installation by the separatists. And I do quite like the way the walls look. I tried to use a lot of bold grey to kind of make the colours look nice, and some of it's like sticking out, and some of it's not, or studs not on top. That kind of worked well in my opinion. And then the roof, I went with like these kind of areas sticking up and down, and then a middle plate, and a turret there, and then a couple of those other things. The turret sticking out the window I think looks quite nice there, aiming jetpack trooper, because that'll be like your main way of approach to this. And then you've got another couple cannons on the side. So the original audio crashed for this part, so I'm retaking this. And the middle symbol with like the red line, that's supposed to be like the commander symbol. And then talking about this side a bit, you've got the tree where like you have your sniper like there kind of shooting for cover, and this man sitting behind the rocks. Did use some custom weapons there, like for the sniper and a couple of the clones. Got a longer blaster here. I tried to make them look like they're aiming at specific people, so that person's aiming up there, he's aiming down here, this guy's aiming at this guy, and that guy's aiming at this guy, just to make it look like they're all just aiming randomly. And yeah, I do quite like some of the other things, like the way the wall works with kind of the parts sticking out to make it look weathered. I did have a lot of blaster fire. Jetpack troopers kind of look to be flying because it's the only way you get over, and that's why there's a bunch of blaster pointed at it. And yeah, I've got a couple like droids there and one on top, and then a few like clones along the thing. And I do quite like the way it looks. I mainly went with like brown, then I went with tan for like this part there and then olive green and dark green were the kind of main greens I used. I think that worked well. Do hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please subscribe. See you in the next.